Hi y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I'm glad to have you here with me today. We had some storms here where we lived yesterday afternoon. Nothing major, I don't think, but I did hear around Blytheville, Arkansas, there was a tornado on the ground, which that's, I don't know, 2.5 hours away from me. I'm not positive exactly, but so if any of y'all live in that area, my prayers are going out to you if you were affected at all. But today I am going to be making us some field peas for you. I was thinking they were black-eyed peas, purple hull peas I had in my freezer at first, but when I pulled them out, they were field peas with some of the little snaps in there thrown in. But anyway, so I guess little snaps from green beans, maybe, I'm not sure. But I love peas, so I would have to say purple hulls are my favorite, and there's not really a big difference between field peas and purple hull. I remember though as a child shelling those, helping to shell, I want to say actually child, more like teenage years, helping to shell the purple hull peas, and your fingers would get so stained doing that. And of course, knowing me, back then I was probably grumbling and complaining because I had to do it. Now I have shelled some as an adult too, and then I got faster. I didn't, because I wanted to get it done. As a young teenager, I'm sure I was grumbling, complaining because there was something else I wanted to do instead. And my mother would go to the farmer's market there somewhere in Memphis, and it was a huge place, and the farmers would come in from, I guess, the country area of Tennessee or, Arkansas, and they would sell their vegetables by the bushels. Now, when I started raising children and I started looking, I could not find, or around us anywhere, that would sell them by the bushelfuls. But these I actually got frozen in like a 5-pound bag, and then I just divided them up, and I just divided them up in some small bags. But these have been in there for a little while, and they kind of look like maybe they were starting to get a little too many ice crystals on them, So I thought, well, make sure they don't get freezer burned. So I thought, well, I'm going to cook a batch up just to make sure. And if you're seeing this video, then that means that they were good. But I let these thaw out some so I could rinse, or most of them. I guess I let them thaw about halfway, and then I rinsed all of that ice crystals off of them. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I am going to turn you down here to where you can see what I'm doing, and bring you a little closer. See if I can bring you down and closer. See how that works. There we go. That should get it right there. Okay, there. All right, as you can see, this is just one of those little, I think it's 1 or 1.5 quart saucepans. So I'd say that's maybe a cup and a half peas, probably a cup and a half. Now in here, I had just some of those, mini peppers. I had like a couple of, orange ones and red ones left, and I just took a half of an orange and half of a red and chopped that up in here because I need to use them soon. I just took like a little slice of onion and chopped that up. So I am going to stick those in there. All right. I took only 1 slice of bacon, and I cut it up, and I'm going to put in there. Looks like there's a piece of onion skin that somehow didn't make it off the onion. So I am going to stick that in there with it. I am going to cover it with enough water to cover it, and then just a little bit more. Okay, I have my peas covered, and I'm going to put just a little bit more because I want to show you here. I want the peas swimming in there. Is what I want them to do. I want them to swim and freely swim, have plenty of room swimming. If you go to the beach, you don't like it crowded, do you? All right. Now to sprinkle in some pepper. Okay, sprinkle in lots of pepper. I love black pepper. And you know, black pepper is actually good for your digestive system. All right. I am going to sprinkle in a little bit of salt. All right, have that done. And sprinkle in some garlic powder. All right, and next I want to use some hot sauce. Now, my favorite brand is Texas Pete. By all means, use any brand you like. Everyone has their preference. And you know, sometimes if you are very, very short on money, you may just have to use generic because that's all you can do. Okay, I don't know. I didn't count. I just put some in there. All right. Take this knife here and give it a stir. I'll get a spoon out in a little while. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on about number 3 or 4. Actually, I am going to move these to the back and put it on about between low and medium. About a, I don't know, about medium low, I guess. This is what I'm going to do. This front burner, it cooks just a little bit faster. All right, I will come back in a little bit and I have a little gnat. I'm having some problems with gnats this year, and I've taken stuff out, but I don't know where the problem is coming from. And I've heard other people saying that they are having a real hard time with gnats this year too, so I don't know what the problem is. But I will bring you back when these are finished cooking. And maybe it will take an hour and a half, 2 hours. It always just kind of depends. Keep a check when you're cooking them. Keep a check on your water. Don't let them get dry. I would check it about every half hour, just to be on the safe side, and add a little bit of water. And then, you know, it's up to you how much liquid you want in there. You may want a lot of liquid. You may want small when it comes time to eat it. So just keep, I start out with quite a bit, and like I said, with them swimming, because that way I won't have to add it as often. But when you want it to make kind of like a little like gravy in there, you know, from the starch, and then you may want it thicker, you may want it thinner. It's all your preference. It's all it is. And I like to cook my peas to where they are really done. When you buy them in the can, to me, they are not cooked near enough. You know, I want mine just a little bit, almost just close to that mushy side as I can get them. Let me see what else I want to say. Well, I will just bring you back when they're done. This is going to be my supper tonight, and I am, maybe you will throw me together a little bit of hoe cakes, and when I get ready to make them, I may bring you and show you that also. They're so easy to make. It's just like making cornbread, but you cook it on a griddle or in a skillet. I know a lot of people prefer a cast iron skillet. I actually prefer my griddle. I do like them if they're crispy, but I don't know, to me, and well, for me, I guess it wouldn't be so bad to do it in cast iron skillet, but when I had my children, and if I was going to make some hoe cakes, it took a while because, you know, I had a lot of children, so it was a lot faster to put them out on the griddle. I could get more done at a time. So basically, you know, you say, well, what's a hoe cake? I've never had a hoe cake. Well, just think of a pancake that's made with cornmeal instead of flour. And it's, well, you can make it sweet. I don't make mine sweet. I don't like sweet cornbread either. All right, so I will bring you back in a little bit, and you can let me know in comments if you like sweet cornbread or not. Some people do, some people don't. I find out usually the farther south you are, no you don't. The farther north you are, yes you do. I know my husband liked his sweet, I didn't. So All right. All right, y'all, I am back and my peas are finished cooking, and let me show you what they look like here. I am going to go ahead and bring you down. My griddle's on and it is hot, so I picked these up to kind of show you. So doesn't that look pretty, all those different little colors in there? I would, sometimes I use peppers in it, sometimes I don't. I really like jalapeno peppers, but I didn't have any of those. So since I had those two little pieces that needed to be used up, I'll leave that back here and let it cook on low until I'm finished there. All right, so now we're going to make some hoe cakes. It's basically just about like making cornbread, but you're going to cook it on top on a griddle. So in here I put me some cornmeal mix. This is self-rising cornmeal mix, and I don't know, let's see what this says. It's probably 1/3 to 1/2 cup, something like that. Since just me, I didn't put much in. I am going to use an egg, and even if I was making a full, 10-inch skillet of cornbread, I would just only use 1 egg anyway, but I want that egg for the binding effect, or effort, whatever. Anyway, I want it for that. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil. I normally don't have Crisco oil, but I had needed just a small bottle when I was, and I think I got a little bit too much in there, but it'll be okay with my army friends, and just one little, not a lot. And so I had that left over. Now let's put a little bit of milk, put a little at a time. And I always like mine just a little, my batter just a little bit thinner than I do my cornbread batter. Just a little bit. I think I want it just a hair thinner. And I don't even know how much milk was in there to begin with, so I can't tell you. You do want your griddle hot. I put mine on about 350. This griddle is almost 20 years old. All right. And you just drop you some big spoonfuls, maybe about 1/4 cup or so each. Of course, that also is your preference, whatever size you want it to be. Looks like I'm going to get me about 3 cakes out of this. Let me put this over in the sink. Run some water in that. Okay, I have some dishwater made up, but it's a little bit too big for in there right now. Trying to find my flipper I like to use. So I guess it's going to be this one today. Okay, oh, I know. I used that one earlier, and I have not got it washed yet. And you just kind of cook them like you do pancakes. Get that bubbling a little bit more back there. Can you see this, or doesn't it come a little bit closer? When you start seeing your edges get dry and get some bubbles, that's about when I know I need to start getting ready to flip them. Now you could take and use some, like I said, put in a skillet with some, a little bit of oil in that skillet. And if you want super crispy, you could put a little bit, even more than a little bit of oil. You could take your griddle and put oil or butter and whatever on there, and to get it a little crispy. But I just like, when I make hoe cakes, I like to do them just on a dry griddle. Now my cornbread, I like it crispy, so when I do it, I get my oil hot in my skillet first. Okay, that looks pretty color, so I'm going to flip it. See how pretty golden brown that is? So that's all there is to it. That one didn't want to flip on me. I bent it. I do not like this spatula that much. I do use it, but it has tendency to catch right there and kind of tear up whatever you're working with. Let me get me a plate. I know I have some tomatoes that I'll probably cut up and use for my supper too. I had a friend give me some tomatoes. I love fresh tomatoes. And she gave me a cucumber too. I'm going to run that other side to brown also. It says just like you would cook your pancakes basically. Okay, it's not ready yet. Don't think, well, maybe. A little bit more. Just a little bit more and it'll be finished. Need some butter too. And a knife. There we go. Took a minute to find the knife. I had taken my thing out of the dishwasher and hadn't got them put up yet. And so I looked over there first, but should have just looked in the drawer first. I knew I had some in the drawer. Alright, so this should be about finished. These off and put them here on the skillet. Skillet, my goodness. I tell you what, my brain's not been wanting to function the last couple of days. Okay, put them on a plate. Now I'm going to take one and put me some butter on it. Ooh, that is a hot, hot, hot hoe cake. Now, the legend goes that these are called hoe cakes because during the Civil War, and I'll bring you up here and talk to you, and I think it was during the Civil War, I may be wrong on that part, but they needed to cook them, they had to cook them in a hurry, and or they didn't really have anything else to cook them on. I'm just trying to remember stories I've heard through the years instead of, I didn't research it. But so they would mix up the batter and then they would take and cook it in the hot coals. So that's how they came to be called hoe cakes. All right, I'm going to get me some of these peas here and put a little bit here for now, and I'll put some more in a little bit. And I tell you what's so good is the liquor in here. A lot of people, we don't hear about pot liquor anymore. But oh, the pot liquor of the peas, the pot liquor of greens, it's all so, so good. Let me get me a fork. I know there's a fork. All right, there we go. Okay. Get a little bit of this hoe cake in here. Cut up a little piece of that. I like to eat mine all together. Here are the peas. They are so good. And a little piece of the hoe cake. That was really good, especially with the butter on it. I know I shouldn't talk with my mouth full, and that's so good. Well, I hope y'all will try these. If you've never tried them, you can, a lot of grocery stores sell them in your freezer section, especially if the more closer to down south you are. That was not really correct grammar at all. I said more closer. The closer you are to down south. And if you're in the south, you're definitely probably going to find purple hull peas, field peas, pink lady, pink eye peas. I said pink lady, your flowers, pink eye peas. All right, Mississippi pink eye peas. Anyway, you're going to find different things like that. And so I would say give this a try if you never had any. And you may even be able to find them fresh. You don't have to do the frozen one. Fresh is always better. All right, so y'all have a wonderful evening, night, whatever. And if you would, please give me a thumbs up and share this to your social media outlets. And it seems like something else I wanted to say, but my brain is not working. Oh, well. And if you are new here, then thank you. And remember to always season your cooking with love, okay? See y'all later.